Now, Bengaluru once had several beautiful lakes. Due to encroachment, most lakes have been replaced by skyscrapers. Though not many are really bothered about the situation, few activists have urged the BBMP to take action and also grab the attention of a Swedish university. Here's more.
Many neglect the environment and never give a thought about the importance of conserving it. There are a few citizens who set an example for others. Citizens who live near Kaikondanahalli Lake work towards reviving it and have done what most think is impossible. The locals got together and formed a group called Mapsa's Trust along with the help of United Way, an NGO, and drove BBMP to take the required action, and they have now saved the lake. The result was the revival of the lake and a documentary film at the Stockholm Resilience Center, a Swedish university.
It was a large bit of land which was all weed infested. It was not encroached or didn't, it looked like a lake. So we could tell, even for a person like myself, I could tell that this is like a common land or something like that, and it didn't belong to anybody. So then, I didn't know much about anything except, that there was a lake and that I wanted to do something. So I started getting in touch with, schools around here, asking them if they would help and all of that. And one of the schools put me in touch with one guy called Mesh, and he knew a lot of people, and then he knew ecologists, then she got in, and so it just became a larger team, just one idea that sparked off, but lots of people came together, and then later on, United Way, and then Subu, and lots of other people joined the effort. My name is Priya, and this is the story of how we saved the lake. Five years ago, Kaikondanahalli Lake was more like a marshy, weed-infested cesspool. So I thought I'll take a closer look at this lake that was right near my house. And so I started walking towards the back just to see what it was. And something extraordinarily magical happened. I was walking down here, and you won't believe it. Like this far in front of me, I could not see anything. Not some, God's shining light or anything, but there were dragonflies everywhere, these orange and black dragonflies, so thick that I couldn't see beyond my eye, beyond that far. And they were everywhere in this grove. This was this magical, mesmerizing moment in the middle of a city to have these dragonflies, and this just like this wonderful connection that I had just one moment. And then I said, I have to do something for this lake.
I think one of the things that the lake's been able to achieve is there's different kinds of places for everything. In a grove like this that gets inundated during the monsoons, there's tree frogs that will live up in the trees. Toads will live in leaf litter like this, and then when the rains come, spawn in the water. Checkered quebec water snakes in the water, cobras and Russell's vipers out here. So there's enough diversity to support a very healthy and diverse ecosystem.
This lake, I realized after working on it that it was part of a chain of lakes. So unless we all the lakes upstream and downstream think as one, there's no point just looking after one lake, because something that happens up there could destroy this lake, and something that we do wrong could destroy a lake down. So the ecosystem has to be extended to the whole lake chain.
The beauty of the Kaikondanahalli Lake story for me is that a bunch of ordinary people, quite clueless to begin with, can start this major journey, which is difficult, challenging to restore this lake, can learn a lot in the process, can have something successful to show that we can be proud of, and can now have something to teach other people who want to start this journey. And I think it just shows you the power of belief in possibility and the power of collective action.
We feel very proud about it, but at the same time, we wish more recognitions come from the Indian, from the Indian side. That would be much, it would be like icing on the cake. So I'm extremely delighted to be part of this.
Their efforts also caught the attention of another famous NGO, which is renowned for social work in all walks of life. They played a major role in helping the cause.
I represent United Way, and one of our campaigns is called Wake Lake, where we're trying to revive multiple lakes in the city. So one of the key things for any revival is having a community that is as active as, and this MAPSA is a stellar community. They've really come together, they work with the government. You can't do things on your own. So the important thing is to build consensus across multiple. So we help fund the lake But in addition, we bring volunteers. But the real major work has been done by the community, and all credit to them.
This documentary features all the three activists and how they started their journey towards saving the Kaikondanahalli Lake. The documentary gives a detailed account on how a few locals started a drive which has inspired many to follow their path when it came to environment conservation. The Ibalur Lake, which is also in the same area, was a freshwater lake. It is now filled with sewage thanks to urbanization. Encroachment has reduced the size of the lake. What you see on your screens is the fencing irregularities which have been enforced by local landowners next to the lake. The locals are inspired by the efforts of the Mapsas group and have begun a new drive to save the Ibalur Lake. Drives such as these set an example for people to follow and make environment conservation a priority. If we have the right to use environment for urbanization, it's also our duty to preserve it for the future. We hope many such communities are formed to do their bit for Nava Bengaluru. Vivek Vinayak, News 9, Bengaluru.